Okay, hi there, Steve here from theSpace. I'm here with Adi today. We're in Dunbar Grammar School and we're doing a public consultation, sharing our big idea for theSpace Scotland, theSpace Dunbar, with all the kids here. But while we've got all our boards out, we just wanted to take the opportunity to walk you through the proposal, show you kind of where we've been, where we come from, theSpace North Berwick, show you what the big idea is for Dunbar, show you what's going to be inside the building, and tell you a little bit about the project and all the little bits and pieces that go inside that. So, we're working with Ewford Farm at the moment, the Taylors. We've got a big plot of land that we have an agreement with them to build our proposal on. It's just at the back of Dunbar Park. Adi will tell you a bit more about that in a wee second. But on that, we want to build a big multi-generational facility with loads of cool stuff in it for people of all ages, all backgrounds. We want to build a big skate park, big indoor and outdoor skate park. We want to make a big climbing center, so a big bouldering wall, kids clip and climb, all sorts of stuff like that. We also want to create a big performance space so we can do events, and that'll double up as a sort of indoor cinema, so really exciting stuff. Also have a big sort of central social space, which will have 10-pin bowling, shuffleboards, pool tables, a big bar, cafe area. The bar will feed the event space, and just create a really, really nice place to be, nice place to come at night, hang out, socialize, and do all the different activities through the day, bring the family along, and get involved with the climbing, the skating, watch it happen, sit outside in the big gardens, and yeah, just enjoy the space.
Hi folks, my name's Adi. I'm involved with theSpace Scotland, CIC, part of the team that's putting together these big proposals for theSpace Dunbar. The ideas we've got for theSpace Dunbar haven't just dropped out the sky. They're moving to a culmination of many, many, many years being busy out in our community, doing stuff with young people, creating spaces for young people to empower themselves with skills, raise their ambitions, and contribute to the spread of stuff that happens in communities that kind of create this place where hopefully we all want to live and develop. So it all goes back to 2006, where a music space in a barn above a packing house in East Linton at Fantasy Farm. About 10 young bands used to come and rehearse every week. We used to put live gigs on all over East Linton, Dunbar, North Berwick. Lots of the young musicians were skateboarders and BMXers. So the idea was concocted one day to build a skate park in a barn on the farm. We did that in 2009. We ran it over the summer holidays. A young team built the ramps, a young team ran the space, the Fantasy Skate Park. We wanted to do it again in 2010. We scaled it up a little bit. Basically, after these 2 years running the summer skate park at Fantasy, we began to think there might be something in this. So we started looking for a permanent venue where we could build an indoor skate park, a big cafe, and other things as well. So after looking extensively around East Lothian, mainly around Dunbar and North Berwick, we couldn't find anything in Dunbar, so we found an old factory building in North Berwick, the Bensair factory. In 2011, we signed a lease. We built this incredible old school wooden skate park. We opened in, I think, May or June 2011. We ran it successfully for 4 years. It was an amazing place, lots of hard work, lots of passion, lots of music, lots of skating, lots of events. It was a park that was good for skateboarders, BMXers, kids on scooters. Just an open, inclusive, friendly, welcoming atmosphere. And it's still got the reputation among the skating community in Scotland as being one of the finest little indoor skate spots that Scotland's ever had. After about a year or so, we opened a kids' soft play area. We expanded the cafe. So we were always moving forward, always looking for what we could do to improve what we had and to broaden the community and increase our ability to generate revenue as well. Over the 4 years we ran it, we were 85% self-financing through trading. We get small top-up grants from different organisations. But the idea was to be resourceful, to be enterprising, to work hard and not just expect that things would come to us. We had to go out and make them happen. And it was a young workforce that built it, that ran it, so it became a place that they owned, that young people came to and saw a young crew working there day to day, inspiring them to imagine what they could do. We only had a temporary lease, and in 2015, the lease came to an end. We looked for another building. We couldn't find one. We moved on, as you have to do with your life. But the big vision, the big dream of having a permanent youth-powered community space, multi-generational, multi-activity, never went away. And in the last few years, it's resurfaced with an opportunity to create the Space Dunbar, bigger, bolder, better, more activities, more facilities, still with the ethos of it being powered by youth for the whole community. Okay, so every big idea needs a home. Our site, is going to be at Dunbar Point. As you can see here, this is the A1, this is the railway line, Dunbar Business Park, Dunbar Retail Park, with Asda and the Garden Centre, is a huge site that's adjacent to our site. Now, our site is here. It's a triangular site. It's 5 acres, and it's where the A1 and the railway line come to a point. We've struck an agreement with Hewford Farm, the tailors, to develop on the site, but that's on the basis that we can secure planning permission and raise the money necessary to build the Space Dunbar. Currently, the access is from Broxburn, a road that goes through, but in time, once the Dunbar Park, Business Park, Retail Park starts to develop, there will in time be a road that will come through from Spot Road to our site, connecting to the road to Broxburn. At the very least, in the shorter term, we would be able to secure a cycle path and a walking path through from Spot Road to our site. We're keenly aware that one of the biggest issues for people around Dunbar and out with Dunbar will be how to get to the site. And we want to encourage active travel, we want to encourage cycling and walking to the site. So we have a responsibility to try to create as many safe access paths as possible to encourage public transport. We're also going to run a shuttle bus that will go during the evenings and at weekends to areas around and about the coastal areas and the kind of rural areas of the Lammermuirs that are not well served by public transport. And we're also going to, at the weekends, try and connect that to areas around North Berwick and Harrington. So we want people, younger people, to be able to self-travel to the site, and we want people of all ages to not depend fully on cars to get to the site. We will have a big car park, but we'd rather people travel by foot, by bike, by skateboard, or they walk. Okay, so here we have a site plan of our Dunbar Point site. This is the road coming through from Broxburn. This is the Dunbar Park site here, and this is our access. Currently it's a field, so we're going to have to create all the infrastructure, the road in, the parking, the building itself, and all the landscaping. So the idea, it's a largely indoor facility, but we also want to create high quality outdoor spaces that people enjoy being in, and we'll replicate some of the activities that are inside, outside for the younger kids. So for toddlers, we'll have areas where they can scramble and climb, like the climbing centre inside. We'll have areas where they can go on scooters and balance bikes, like the skate park inside. So the idea is trying to connect activity throughout all the ages and all abilities. So there's a kind of multi-generational sense of being able to kind of grow in what you can do and where you can do it throughout the facility. So if you've got an older kid in the skate park, their younger sibling and their mum and maybe grandparents can be sitting outside. The younger kids can be charging about doing stuff outside, and the adults can be enjoying coffee and food from the cafe. So we're trying to create a place where a whole family, a whole kind of multi-generational grouping can come, and there's something for everyone to do. So everyone feels like they're a part of what it is we're trying to create here. We obviously need to create a significant amount of car parking. The building is quite large, so we'd maximise that using solar panels throughout. We've got a kind of suds waterway here, so we're going to collect rainwater. We're going to try and deal with the rainwater on site to kind of prevent flooding and issues like that. Basically, we want to make it a fully sustainable building. We want to increase the kind of ecology. We'd have an outside garden where we can cook, an outside kitchen for events. We've got an event space here that runs from the performance space, an outdoor skate park coming from the indoor skate park. So the idea is to connect inside and outside as naturally as possible to create flow from inside to outside and flow from outside to inside. So it's one whole space, one whole site, lots of different facilities, but connected visually and connected by the concept of them being open, inclusive, and encouraging to all ages and all abilities. So the core idea behind theSpace Dunbar, behind everything we've done in the past, is to create multi-generational spaces that are powered by young people. So it's youth in community, it's not youth as a community. Young people are obviously a distinct and diverse group, but we want to promote an integrated community with young people being at the heart of things that are for the whole community. So there's going to be loads of jobs for young people, loads of apprenticeships, lots of opportunities for training, development, work experience, connecting to opportunities within their kind of wider community. So a bit of a hub, but a hub that can push things out, pull people in, and really provide amazing opportunities for young people locally. Lots of pupils in Dunbar Grammar. We're in Dunbar Grammar today. Will go through school and they'll bounce off to university or college or work opportunities out with Dunbar. There's a lot of young people after school stay in Dunbar. There's a lot of young people in Dunbar leave school earlier than perhaps they would like to or they should, and struggle for opportunities within the community. There's lots of amazing things going on in Dunbar. We just want to add to that mix and expand and broaden and deepen the opportunities that are out there for young people. So the kind of core idea is create spaces for everyone, but young people are at the heart of that, making it happen, being visible, being contributors, and feeling good for what they're able to do if they're given an opportunity, a bit of trust, a bit of support, and a big bit of respect.
So I just want to show you kind of what the inside of the building looks like, and it's really exciting stuff. So this is the big building here that you see situated on the field that Adi showed you just before. So you'll basically come into this big, large social space, which has got a big cafe, sort of bar seating down at the front, which feeds out into all that stuff that Adi talked about that was going to be outside. And beyond that, we'll have a big sort of bar servery and bar seating with shuffleboards. And then beyond that, we'll have sort of pool tables and big 10-pin bowling area up the top to create one big sort of unified social space that people can come into and hang out in and just, you know, create a buzz for all the activities that we intend to have going on in here. And all this bar stuff will feed off into the performance space just on the left here. So we'll be able to do really, really good gigs, really high quality events. This will also double up as a cinema space. So we'll be able to put on showings of, you know, great films, and that'll be serviced by green room, and we've got kitchen up the back to feed into the bar. And then outside we'll have that big outside event space that Adi talked about too, which is private to the performance space, so we can really create a decent place to be over there. Over in the sort of activities hall side on the right, you'll see we've got the big bouldering climbing set up, so a sort of climbing center. We'll then have kids clip and climb for parties and all sorts of stuff. Kids climbing, so sort of smaller bouldering set up for all the little kids to get them sort of in and doing something, because we really want to create a space which has, you know, a level of activity for kids and adults at every age. So, you know, tiny little ones here, middle ones here, older ones here. And then beyond that, we've got big skate parks, so a big indoor skate park, and that feeds out into a big outdoor skate park, so we can have two things going on there, mix of materials, loads of wooden obstacles inside, maybe a couple of concrete features, and then a big concrete slab outside that we can put some more street-like features on. And all together just creates the, and then All this combined just creates the space, an awesome place to be. So yeah, we think this is really exciting. We think it's really needed in Dunbar, and yeah, love to know what you think about it.